nations who may be given opportunity to host such tournaments in Africa?
You see, Mr. Liu, that is why I have been trying to say that Africa is at war. Mm-hmm. And until we understand that we are at war, we will not be able to assume our own responsibility and our own position. In every war, there are two things that happen. Either you kill or you are killed. So there are no spectators, there are no commentators, or there are no civilians in a war. They are all soldiers. That's why you realize that Abiy Ahmed went to the battlefront and called all Ethiopians to rally themselves for battle, both home and abroad. And they did. And that has given him some extra power to fight against the propaganda built by the Western media. This is what we are talking about, and that's the same thing Prof is talking. We need, as a people, at my age, Mr. Kumle, should I not be running Africa? At my age, Mr. Liu, should I not be in a position of decision making? This is what we should be talking about. If we allow and keep complaining that we've already understood what is happening in Africa, and if we do not apply the solutions, like I keep saying, that once a solution is found to a problem, failure to apply that solution is worse than the problem. And this is what we need to do at this point. Coming together. We are talking of players that are probably will be sanctioned if they come to play to Africa. Is that not our human resources? Like I keep saying that they had an objective over Africa to exploit 85% both natural and human resources. That's why we have all capacities out of Africa. Africa is underdeveloped, but you go to the Western world, we find all capacities there. It is the African player that is giving the flair in those European teams. It is the African players, but we do not have those players here. Name any field of profession, you find them in the West, doing extremely well in the West, and the West is maximizing their resources and their capacities and their talents and giftings. But those things don't come back to Africa. And that's why they can call the shots, because they are the one paying them. Because we have built Africa in such a way that it has created a vacuum of poverty, which causes Africans to what I call voluntary slavery, where they go back to the West to help them continue to build on what they have stolen from Africa. This is what we talk about voluntary slavery. Why must we live here and go there? Why must we have all those capacities there? Why is it that all those best players that we are expecting to come and play in these African nations must come from Europe? If they came from Africa, why must they leave Africa and then travel there and then come back to you? Is that no risk in traveling? We should already have them here. So what we are saying here, Mr. Kum Leonard, is that we have to understand that we need, as a people and in this generation, that if the imperialists will survive with this leadership in Africa today, they will not survive our own generation. We should build very stiff resistance, because now we master them very well. As a matter of fact, we understand that Cameroon, Africa is being controlled by systems, structures which are older than even presidents and head of states in Africa. We are talking of the structure since 1945. Which does not have any DNA or any affiliation or had any representative at that level when the United Nations was formed. That is why we are not giving veto power at the level of the UN National Security Council, which we do not need. Okay. We do not need it. We do not need it because if we come together, we have our sovereignty. What we are seeking for, we are not looking for veto power. We are looking for sovereignty, Mr. Kumluna. And this takes us unity. You and I and the diaspora, we need to unite. We need to reconcile. I gave very practical example. Look at Ethiopia. Look at Northwest and Southwest. It has persisted for 5 years. Why? Diaspora is behind. Why can we not understand the small roadmap? We need to forget about these leaders that are being created with rules and regulation by the UN, and we build our own system. Okay. Are we not